Okay, so whenever you build a framework, there are various things that you need to look at. Okay, so in any automation, forget about only UFT, but in every framework, okay, so whenever you design an approach, you need to think of various things. We have seen a lot of scripting already, right, in the UFT and all. And the importance of the framework is when you don't follow any framework or when you don't follow any approach, every person in the team will follow his or her own approach. That will lead to a lot of conflicts. And when it comes to the overall automation project, it's not like that we are going to maintain the scripts by individual person. We have to maintain all the scripts as a single project, and also that means that you have to integrate all the scripts together. You have to maintain all the scripts as a single one. So that's the reason you should have a common settings or the common standards, right? The common approach that needs to be followed, and that's what the framework exactly. So not only that common things that you need to follow, I mean a framework should address a lot of other things. And normally a framework will be used to bring the, you know, a common standards and a common approach the between all the scripts. That's one part. And so far we did it using min for configurations and object identification settings, all those. That's okay. Also, a framework will give the list of methods to you. It's not like it automatically gives. You will be creating the methods as part of the framework implementation. Those methods will help you to accelerate the scripting in the future. Accelerate the scripting in a sense like when you are writing the scripts for the test cases and all, it will speed up by using those methods and all, like by using those functions. Then you can make your scripting faster. Once the framework is fully implemented, when you put all the functions and all, then writing the script and all will become very faster and very quick because most of the functions have been already ready. So framework should give the list of methods. So we are already at, in the process of that, giving a list of methods on. Some of the methods have been already created and some of the methods that you still need to create. Next. And the another part of the framework is now a framework will bring or should bring the flexibility and scalability and adaptability of the automation scripts for the changes. A proper framework will make your scripts flexible. Flexible in terms of what? Tomorrow, if somebody wants to execute the script, so script should be flexible enough to execute by anyone. Tomorrow, somebody wants to change the data. Your script should be flexible enough to change the data with less efforts. Tomorrow, if the flow gets changed, the execution flow needs to be changed a little bit. Then your script should be flexible enough to update the execution flow. So the scripts, the framework will make your scripts flexible. Also, the framework will make your scripts adaptable to the changes, like implement proper error handling things, okay, and maybe make more conditions. All those, I mean, the approach makes adaptability to the changes. That means tomorrow, in case if any change has come suddenly in the application, so the script should have minimum adaptability to the change. How we are going to do that? Slowly. I mean, once okay, we completely design the approach, then we'll look into that. And the another thing is here, the framework also brings the understandability of your scripts. What is meant by that? Understandability. When you are writing the script, so far we have written a lot of scripts, right? So most of the times, for most of the test cases, we have written, and even you are experienced in that now. But one of the drawback of the scripts that what you are making or you have written till now is One is the scripts what you have written, even what I have written here, can be understandable by only me or only by you. If a person who comes, a business person or maybe a manual tester or somebody, has come and look at the code, or tomorrow, let's say for example here, today you have written the script, maybe assume that the test case contains some 60-70 steps. You have written the script for those 60 steps. When you have written the script for those 60 steps, I mean 60 steps are not small, right? It's huge. You might have written a huge code in the action or maybe in the function. I mean, maybe inside that you have written conditions, loops, or sometimes because objects are not directly taken. So by getting the collection, you might have loop and all many things that you have done inside. Scripts are standard. Maybe scripts are very solid, very strong. But assume that tomorrow there is a small change has come in the application, and you need to update the script. And when you need to update the script, very first thing that what you need to do, first you need to understand what has been there already in the script, what has been already there, and what needs to be modified, and where the change needs to be made in the script, right? So to understand that, first your script should be understandable, right? Now if you write the script like this, maybe anything, like if you write the script like this, then it will be difficult for the people to understand, like which line is, which loop does what and which condition does what, all right? Where you have written the script for that particular functionality or that particular piece of functionality or not. So if you are there, okay, job is little easy, because you, since you are the person who wrote that script, then it will be easy for you to understand. But still, even though you update your script, maybe if you update within 2-3 days and all, you can remember, but after 1 month or 2 months, if you see your own script, then you will not be able to understand. Then think about another person coming in your place and then doing the update, making scripts very complex, right? So that's what that we have done so far. Like the scripts whatever we have written might be working, but only thing is understandability miss out. Suddenly somebody comes and sees that code, and then they might not be able to understand it. So what should be done for that? So that's where you need to implement some standards, coding standards, make your scripts more understandable. So what you do now, instead of writing the entire code once, you make the code by procedure wise, small functionality, one block of code. Provide appropriate comments, provide appropriate naming conventions for the variables and all those things, right? So that your scripts at least will make some kind of understandability. If a new person comes, then it will be easy for a new person to catch the code without much difficulty. But now that's for script level. And second one is, now what exactly that you will be doing in the automation? You will be performing the actions according to the manual test cases, and you will be doing the validations, and based on the status of the validation, and you will be generating the report, right? And whenever you say like that, then see, why should you make that report? When you're executing the scripts, a person whoever is executing the script might not be there at the system, right? It's not like that whoever executing, you are executing the script, assume that. And now while executing the script, you will be observing what is happening and what action is performed, what action is not performed. But you are the person who should validate the result or who should approve that result. No. At the end, what you have to do, whatever the execution that has been done, then the status has to be sent. The results has to be sent to the manual team or maybe the client side team or business team. And based on the report what you send, execution report, and based on the result what they send, they will understand, okay, fine, everything has been done. So that means that what you have to do, once after the execution is completed, the execution results have to be stored. Execution results have to be stored permanently. And now if you say that the execution results will be shared, with whom it will be shared? With manual team and client and all. The execution result should be saved with the client and all. Now when you say you want to save with the when you want to share with the client, will client knowing the scripting? Will client understand the technical? No. Client understand the business terminology, not the technical terminology. Right? So client will not understand or cannot understand the technical terminology, but whereas within the tool, everything is technical terminology that you have used. Right? But client cannot understand all these technical things. Client understands only the business terminology. So what you have to do, you need to, whenever you're sharing a report to somebody, even like this, if when I share a report to you, when I share some file to you, or maybe some execution result or anything, assume that you are the person who should validate that report. How I should make the report? Should I make the report in a way that I understand, or should I make the report in a way that you understand? I should make the report in a way that you understand it. Right? So because you are the person who should going to review the results and then who is going to approve the result. But now you say just assume that I'm too good technically, I can understand all the technical terminologies or everything, right? But where your lack of technical skill, so you can't understand the technical skill, technical terminologies and all, you understand only the business terminology there. Also you can't understand, like if the report comes in too much detail, like okay, you enter a value to a web edit dot set, web button dot click, something like that, you can't understand all those things. But what matters to you, right? When I share the report to you, what matters to you is you will be comparing your report with the manual test case always. Say all the steps in the manual test case have been performed, all the validations have been performed or not. Manual test case, if you look at that, we'll talk about more business terminologies will be there in the manual test case, right? So I need to generate a report. If I share the inbuilt report, now we have seen you have used already reported.report event, right? So almost all the people have used reported.report event. What is mean by reported.report event? I mean to write the report to the results. But if you look at the inbuilt report, now let's say here, I'll do one thing. I'll just I'm running the script now. Just wait, let it get executed. Let it get some, maybe 3 iterations it will be executed because of the setting has been done like that. Yeah, the script has been executed now. Now if you go to view and last and results, now the results file has been generated like this. Now if you expand this, lot of things in it, like you say system it will run chrome.exe comma 1, all these things what people can understand from this txt username.set, txt password.set and all, what they will be understanding from this. Since you know the EFT now, then you will be able to understand it. But think like 1 month back, which you were not knowing anything about the EFT. If I share that report with you, then you will not be able to understand it. Same thing that client situation also. Now assume you have done every validation in the script. You have performed all the required actions in the script, right? And then you have executed. Then you have generated the report like this, and then you have shared the report with the client. Now client opens it and then he will see a blank with blank face. He'll be wondering by looking at that report because he'll not be able to understand it. Then when he's not able to understand it and indirectly comes, I don't know what you have done there because I'm not able to understand anything. You say that looks little term, technical, and you might need to know a little bit of EFT terms there. So just for understanding, I cannot learn EFT now. What should I do? Then that's what that client exactly thinks happens. So client immediately feels that that's some junk. When I can't understand it, why should I need it? Simple, right? So when you can't understand it, then why should you need it? So when you need it when only when you can understand it, right? So when I can't understand it, then there is no point that you share with me. But at the end, I'm the person who should approve it. Then when I cannot understand it, then how can I approve it? How can I say that you have done right when I don't understand? Right? So this is what something that always most of the frameworks or most of the scripts are lack. The reports that what we generate, the reports should be understandable by everybody, should be able to share easily, should be very user friendly. Also, should not contain too much of technical information. Getting what I'm saying here? So that's the reason whenever the reports are very key things. The reports or execution results are the evidences of your execution. Evidences of your execution. So the reporting format is one of the very key factor in the framework. Reporting is one of the very key factor. The reports, if the reports are clearly understandable by everybody, and if they understand, then they will come to one conclusion that what exactly done by the scripts. When they come to one conclusion what is done by the scripts, then they will be more confident and they will get the trust. If something is not understandable, you might have done many things there, and when you share a report which is not understandable by people, then what people will be thinking? What people think that he had done something, but don't know whether he has done right or not. Maybe simply he might have put a lot of technical things there. They might think like that. So the trust will not come. Whatever the things that you have done, the trust will not come. Trust will come only when other person understands. When other person is not understanding or not able to understand, then the trust will never come. Even though you tell right, but still that cannot be believable. Cannot trust. I mean, no, we cannot trust it. Right? So the reports that what you generate in the framework should be understandable by everybody. The person who knows technical things, the person who doesn't know the technical things, then still the report should be easily analyzable, should be understandable. Right? So the inbuilt reporting of the tool, use reported.report event and all. The inbuilt reporting is understandable by technical people. Also, one another drawback of inbuilt report is the inbuilt report can be opened through run result viewer. The run result viewer comes only when you install the EFT. There is another dependency. So again, client also has to install that. Then only he will be able to or she will be able to open. So some kind of dependency. Then client says that okay, why should I install the tool again and their license and all. So what should you do? This is where I mean this is what the initial challenge actually in the old days, in the legacy frameworks, in the old days of framework, then this was the challenge. Now one of our we faced a very similar challenge in our framework, one of our project earlier. We wrote the scripts like very solid, we implemented everything, we taken care of every small condition there. But only thing is we used a reporting like inbuilt reporting because we were not knowing to generate the customized things and all. We used inbuilt reporting. Then client asked, okay, where are the execution results? When we share the execution results, then he said that no, I'm not able to understand it. I don't feel that we have done everything there, but since I'm not able to understand this, like this just looks like you know rocket science for me. But that doesn't rocket science. That it is not rocket science. It's a normal thing only. But only thing is not understandable. That's it. Client was not satisfied at all. Then what he said, what we asked the client, okay, what do you want? What I want is I need to understand what you have done. I need to understand what your scripts have done. Then if you share something that which I can't understand, then how can I validate or how can I trust your scripts? Okay, fine. Let's do one thing. We'll change the reporting format now. Let's change the reporting format. Okay, we'll see. I mean, in which format you can understand. So that I can understand any form, but I can understand when it looks easy to me, when it looks very user friendly, when it speaks about the business terms than the technical terms. Right? I understand English, but I don't understand the technical. That's it. So what you have to do now? Okay, so instead of depending on inbuilt report and generating the inbuilt report format like this, then you have to generate the report. You have to generate the report which could be understandable by everybody. That means the reporting format should be very user friendly. Should be very user friendly. So, what kind of report makes user friendly? Various people follow different. HTML. In HTML, you can create a proper tabular format, give step by step, which will be easy for everybody to understand. Like give like a proper web page. There, in that web page, upload a proper tabular format with the detailed step by step, clear status of pass fail, and expected result and actual result comparison. Right? Also, if we provide the screenshot of every validation, that will be more understandable by the people. And at the same time, some people use Excel also you can properly create the tabular format, but Excel is not much trustable. You know why? Excel you can do any modification. In the Excel you can do the modifications. Even HTML also you can do the modifications. We used to do normally. HTML, one of the drawback with this is in kind of HTML reporting and all, you can do any modification. When the script generated one report, manually you can modify and you can share it. We did it. In the past, we have done it. In the testing department, if somebody who cannot be trustable is an automation tester. That's a global fact. Because the automation tester can modify the result like anything. I'll tell you a simple example that what we did. It's a weekend actually, one weekend, and the client suddenly came and asked, "Can you guys execute this script?" Where there were a lot of scripts. Then what happened? We started executing the scripts. Unfortunately, because of some issues in the script, but application was okay. That's what that we could make out because after script is failed, we normally perform manually to see whether it's a problem with the application or problem with the script. So application was okay, but because of some technical issues or used some like they have used proper method, but no synchronization, no error handling much. So the scripts were failing. So what we have to do now, like when application is working, my scripts should not be failed. I cannot send fail report, right? If I send failed report, client will ask me back when the application is working, why the script is failed, because is that that means that your script is not right. So I mean again what we have to do, the normal way is once the script is failed, if application is working, you have to update the script and then you need to rerun, so that script will be passed. But if we rerun it, what will happen? I mean if you update it and then rerun it, consumes lot of time. But I mean we don't have that much time. So what did we do? Okay, so what we did is exactly we run the script. If it is passes, that is okay. Well, when it fails it, what you do? HTML report only it generates, right? Right click, open with notepad or open with notepad plus plus, then pass, replace pass with sorry, fail with pass, replace color red with color green, done. Share the report. Everything is just simple. We will share only the pass report. In the most worst case, that what we do is, in case no time is available, then what we do, wherever we have used reporter.report event make fail, control H, find and replace make fail with make pass. That's it. Then no failed steps comes, just it will come as passed step. That's it. Done, job is done. Where it might take to update the script, it will take a lot of time, but this will take just minutes of time. Okay, you execute it and fine, your scripts are executed and results are passed, no issues, and then okay, bye, leave for the day. That's what that we used to do. One day what happened, we did like this. Unfortunately there was a blocking issue in the application. There was a blocking issue in the application which we were not aware. In fact, manual team raised a defect already. Defect was like they were following up. Then we ran the scripts. Usually the script has been failed because our scripts were not that perfect. Then we thought that, like it's an application issue, sorry, the script issue. Then what we did, okay, as usual we made it pass and then we sent that. Client asked the question back, how the script has been failed, there is a defect here. We said like we don't know. Then how you don't know? That means that your reports are not generating properly, script is not testing everything. No, scripts are testing, but maybe this might have been skipped out. Fine, somehow that we have managed. And this is what happens sometimes. This is the reason why the scripts are not more trustable. So that's the reason what you have to do is, see, you can modify the text like pass to fail, but you cannot modify the screenshot. Right? You cannot modify the screenshot. You cannot modify the movie that we captured, right? So that's the reason, apart from the HTML report, why they ask for the visual proofs. The video or the screenshot are visual proofs, whereas other one is text proof. But text proofs can be modified, can be faked. Can be faked in a sense like, you can fake them, right? But the visual proofs, the screenshot and the video are the visual proofs of the execution. So those cannot be modified. So that's the reason that's why that we have to give multiple formats of reporting. Along with the text, then you have to give the screenshots. If you provide the screenshots and all, then it will be easy for everybody to understand and to trust, right? Reporting. So this is something that, this is how the reporting format. You need to think of all these things and then you need to provide the reporting. So the report at the end, what we need to make out is report should be trustable, report should be understandable, very user friendly. That's it. So that's the reason we should not just depend on inbuilt reporting like reporter.report event. And what we have to do, we have to customize the reporting. We'll have to customize the reporting. That's it. Right. Just a moment. So what you have to do is you need to generate the customized reporting format. So that means one of the common format that people follow is HTML. and I mean, there are different ways of making it. Some people use XSL and XML mix to make HTML, and some people directly make HTML, and some people use Excel reporting format and all. Now, what we do is we will make a HTML format in our framework, and we will be making the HTML format. So that means we will have to generate the HTML reporting. So first what we do is, for now, we will generate the HTML manually to understand the source code HTML code. Most of the people know the HTML code, okay, so hopefully. And first what I do, I will make the HTML manually, and based on that, how we can make that HTML through the script. So first what you need to do, you need to make one template. You need to make the template source code, and then in the report, well, I mean, when you run the script, the template should get the required information. Okay, so all the script related information, everything. So first what I'll do, I will make the template, how our report is going to look like. Okay, by the way, very first thing is, do you know how to take the screenshot of the application? Huh? Not manually snipping tool. You said something. Bitmap, capture bitmap. There is a method called a capture bitmap. Okay, just remember that. Snipping tool manually. Okay. Now, so since you know the screenshot taking, first I will make the HTML. Okay. Save as. I will save as an HTML file. So our report is gonna, divided into three parts. One is the header part. Second, header part contains details of the script, like what script you have executed, and in which machine you have executed, which user executed, and which in which IP address it has been executed, which browser it has executed, in which browser it has been executed. Okay, what time it has been executed, like that, in which operating system and all. So that will be the header part. And the second part is step by step result, like for every validation what you have done, step by step the results will be coming, and it gives the information like how many steps executed, how many steps passed, how many steps failed, and detail of each step. And the third one is the conclusion of the report. The conclusion is when the script execution has been completed, how much time it has taken to execute, overall how many passed, overall how many failed, the final status of the script. Okay, and maybe a graphical part in a sense, like, okay, with the number of steps passed and number of steps failed, then it should generate a graph pie chart. It should generate a pie chart. That pie chart should tell in a graphical way, saying that so this many passed and this many failed. That's it. Okay, right. Now, so we'll make one by one. First, we'll make header part. How do you write HTML? The root tag is HTML. Then you write header. Inside header, you make title. Title is for whatever the header of, name of the report. It'll say execution results for Maybe something like this. You give TC001 some test case name. One by one that we'll figure. You just got the title here. What's the title? Execution result for TC. I mean, that's a title actually. Title is nothing but header, I mean, the name of the browser. Okay, now what you need is inside the body, you need to first create the header section. You'll say body, then what I'm doing, table. It should be in the tabular format. Border. I'll say table. Width equal to 80% or make it 70%. So the width is 70% in essence. 70% of the page it has to occupy. Next, what you have to do is you have to say tr nothing but the row. Now I'll say td color equal to something that I'll give blue as of now, but we need to change it. Then you say script name align equal to right. Width equal to 50%. Yeah, you got it. But probably you need to change the background color to make more user friendly. So blue look very odd there. Okay, right. So here the gap what I have given is this is where graphs need to be generated next. Okay, so the graph should come here. Right. So one is script name, second one is host name. Host name is nothing but where the script has been executed. So you give some host name there. some laptop name, then you give IP address. IP address should come automatically. As I told, in VB script we don't have this IP address, but that's where that we'll be writing HTML, sorry, C sharp. Then username, who executed the script. So name of the user who logged in to the system. Time it to come. So browser, which browser that you have executed. Chrome. And you have to use operating system, in which operating system the script has been executed. Then you say Windows 10 operating system. Then now time. Start time. Nothing but 2017 04 12 1304 PM. Now you can see the all the details have come here. Okay, let's do one thing. So that will be the header part. Okay. So header part just gives the base brief information about the report. Next is the step-by-step result. Okay, so the step-by-step result should come like this. You create another table. You say width is 100%. Cell padding, cell spacing, border, table. Right. So next is what you have to do. You need to write the column headers here. Now you say TH. TH for column headers. Busy color as black. B font color as white. Then it will be like this. Manual step name. You also specify width equal to, maybe you just give 10% for this, just a step ID manual. Your report, every step in the report should be mapped with the every step in the manual test case, so that will be easy for everybody to take the coverage. Okay, so how many manual steps have been executed. Then you change the font and then you close the bold and then you close the TH. Right. So another one is step description. Step description you give as 20%. Then you give expected result. You give as another 20%. Then you give actual result. Give another 20%. 70. Status. Give 10%. Screenshot. Give another 15% here, and step description you give 25%. This is just a format. So you got like this manual step name, and you got the step description you write here, and you write the expected result here, actual result, status, and screenshot you provided. Okay. So whenever the report has been initiated, first this information should be written basic. Now next what you have to do step by step that has to be coming into this. Okay. Now the step by step will be coming. Each step nothing but one TR, one row. Okay. TR. You say TD. TH is for table header. Okay, so column headers. TD. First one is width equal to 10%, and if the step is passed, if you are writing past step, font should be green. Okay, now you say step 1. That's it. Then this has got 25%, this has got 20%, this has got 20%, this has got 10, this has got 15. Okay, now step description is launch the application. Expected result is application should be launched. Application has been launched. Pass. Screenshot. If the screenshot is there, a link should come here. Okay, a link should be hyperlink should be coming, and as soon as you click on that link, screenshot should be loaded. But as of now, I will write NA in this. You can see here the report. So that's first step. In case if the step is failed, This should be red. Step 2, log into the application. It should be successful. Login has been failed. Something like that. And then you write it as failed. Now, in case if the step has been failed, it should come like this. Instead of NA, then it should come screenshot. In case if the screenshot is applicable for this step, the screenshot should be coming. In case if the screenshot doesn't come, sorry, is not applicable, then you have to write it as NA. Now let's say screenshot might be applicable for this. So what I do is manually I take screenshot for now. enterprise.demo.rnhrmlive.com. Just wait. Then okay, so login has been failed. Okay. Login failed.png. Okay, so how do you provide the screenshot? How do you provide the link there? Inside this, you can give a for link anchor tag. Then you give href equal to where it has been saved under H drive. Login fail.png. Login fail only. Login fail. Yeah, login fail.png. So inside the TD, you have to give the link. Now there is one more attribute that you need to provide as something called target. Target is nothing but like, okay, should it open when you click on a link, should the source open in the same page or should it open in a new tab? Underscore blank means it will open in a new blank page. That means a new tab it will open. Now the text that needs to be appeared on the link is view screenshot, something like this. Click here to view. Yeah. Now the screenshot comes here, and when you click on it, the image will be loaded here. Then you do. If you don't give blank here, it will open in the same. It opened in the same tab. So that's what the target blank says. Now this is the second section. For every step, one row will be created in the table and then it will give the details of that step. So what is the step? What is the step description? Expected result. Looks very similar to the manual test case, right? Very similar to manual test case template. So that's the reason, it will be easy for everybody to understand if you give like this. Not too technical, right? Whoever opens the report, no need to have any technical knowledge, no need to have any EFT knowledge or programming language to, knowledge to understand this report. Anybody can understand the report so easily. And next is conclusion. So conclusion could be another table. Total how many tables? three tables. Another table. So here the color equal to blue, font equal to white, execution anytime. Maybe you can give date here 11:13 p.m. Align right, align left. So there is a TR here. That's it. So we are almost done with this reporting. Right. Execution in the time, total time taken, total steps passed, total steps failed. Now at the end it should come like this. This is the final conclusion. Okay. So three sections total, but these steps I have written only two, but going to be more, depends on number of steps in a manual test case, number of steps executed. Every time it will be coming like this. So it looks very, I mean, you can still format in a way that whatever you want. And here the graph should be included, but graph, you cannot write it in normal HTML and you cannot write it in VB script graph. So what you have to do is by using C sharp, what you can do, you can, if you pass the numbers to C sharp has got the capability of generating a graph, making it as an image, and image should be embedded here. Okay, image will be embedded here. And if you want for more styling or more reporting, you can include company logo, client logo, and company logo here. All these things normally you can do it. Okay, so if you want. So, but HTML is something that you can customize like anything. I mean, whatever the format that you want, in a, then you can customize into any format that which you want. Right. So this is how the report that you are going to generate. But now I just manually wrote, then what you have to do? You have to write the script should generate this report automatically. I'm not going to write the source code and manually, but thing is script cannot understand, cannot write the source code directly. What you have to do? Whatever the source code that I've written here, first I need to give this source code to the script and ask my script to write the format every time. But instead of these details, like all these details, script name, name of the machine, IP address and all should automatically take. But this is the skeleton. What I have created is a template of the report. So script should take the same template and the script should generate the report according to the test case, according to the steps that which has been or which have been executed. The number of steps that have been executed here, number of steps failed, number of steps passed and all, then should be coming automatically. Okay, so here maybe like this has been hard coded. That's the reason the time and all coming like this. Maybe data is wrong there, but when you are executing the script, then the script should pass the right data to that. That's a reporting format. Okay, so how we are going to make this reporting format? We have two options. If you want only this kind of format and all, no graphical things, then you can use HTML. Sorry, in VB script itself, we can do it. But when you write it in VB script, it consumes at least 300 lines of script because how many you have written here? Some 85 lines of source code, but it's going to be increased a little bit. So at least maybe 150, 200 lines of code that's going to take to create the functions for that. So what you can do if you write it in the C# and all, it will come as a single line methods. Okay. And also in C# you can make more design and more powerful. Like if you want to include another stylings or graphical things or all those things, you can include in the C# also. So that's the reason what we'll be doing is we'll be creating another class in the C#. The class name is log. Okay. So or report, something, anything that you can say. But we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, the same. But the reason why I have written HTML code manually, first you need to understand because